So you're looking to find real estate deals effortlessly so that they can just start rolling in. Well, I'm going to tell you about a platform that I use every single day in my real estate business to generate me leads like our 5 unit apartment building, our 6 unit apartment building, and our other multifamily deals that we have acquired. This platform is called PropStream, and I'm sure you've heard of it. And if you haven't, you're in for a great treat. I was able to get one of the top guys from PropStream to share with us the top hidden gems that no one else is talking about. And I was actually surprised myself because there were so many different features that I wasn't even aware of that I'm gonna start utilizing that can help me, but also most importantly, help you start getting real estate deals effortlessly in your pipeline so that you can start crushing it with your real estate company. So without further ado, let's dive into this meeting, this platform, so that you can see how you can start crushing it right now. And you want to make sure you stay to the end because he has a little treat for you guys. So I hope this video helps you. And with that being said, let's get right into it. As I am here with one of the top guys at PropStream that knows the whole back end of the platform. So this is going to be super exciting. Going to go over a lot of the hidden gems on the platform because this platform has gotten me a lot of deals. So want to give this back to you guys so that you guys know how to pull the list properly so that you can start getting a lot of deals. So with that being said, I got it all on you, Burton. So share your screen and let's dive right in.
Yeah, so starting with our AI data, we have this new thing called PropStream Intelligence. Very powerful, lots of things happening on the back end for it to even happen. Let me just kind of really paint the picture really quick. In the past, until this very day, we buy data, we bring it into our server, we make it look pretty, we make it communicate with one another, and then you guys get access to it right after, right? This is why you can search a market and put like four pieces of data together, a divorce with a mortgage that's, out of state owner, right? So the hard work is what's happening in our server. So what we decided to do is add AI to that. And so now here's what's happening. That data we buy goes into our server. We do all the stuff that we normally do, but now AI is reading that data as well. And then we're going to hand that over to you. And that's called PropStream Intelligence, right? So now we have AI analyzing the data, and then we can instruct that AI to do certain things. So the first two things that we're telling it to do right now, because there are going to be more things we're going to be releasing with it, but the first two things that we're telling it to do right now is grade MLS photos on our behalf. You see, when I pull up a market, let's say in Las Vegas, and I go to the MLS properties, some of these properties are going to have photos, and some of them are going to have a lot of photos. So when I click on this property, for example, number 12, I'm going to look at the property photos. There's about 19 of them, and these are all from February 2025. So that's literally this month. And we can see exterior condition. Look at the roof, the exterior. We can see the kitchen. Right, look at that. It's not granite. Floor, it's different tones, different styles, different. Is that concrete? Okay. Anyhow, I'm digressing, but you see the point, right? So, for example, you can go in PropStream today, and one of our categories is failed listings.
Mhm.
Show me all the failed listings in this market. Well, this property has 19 photos. So let's say you have 1,000 failed listings on that list, and each of them have 19 photos. How many photos are you going to end up going through? About 19,000 photos. That's a lot. That's where AI kicks in. AI is going through these photos on my behalf, and now we have a section called PropStream Intelligence. It says, okay, based on those photos, here's what we came up with. The total condition of the property is average. And then we break it four other positions for you or areas for you. The exterior, right? Average. Interior was average. The kitchen, average. Bathroom's average. Now you're wondering, Burton, come on. Average is pretty general. What does that really mean? Well, we can go to our new intelligence tab and it gives you a reminder of what the condition of this property is. But there's this button that says how to interpret that data. And if you expand, it tells you exactly what average means or luxury or excellent or good means. So this, in this case, this property was labeled average, features components in need of minor maintenance or updating. Now, do you need to? No, I mean, someone could live in there right now, right? But don't expect top ARV value if you're going to do that. Consists of stock or builder grade materials and finishes with minimum upgrades, right? Rooms are often moderate size. That's PropStream intelligence. It's going through these photos and giving us a grade. And you know what's crazy? When I was thinking about it the other day, it's like a seed that's been planted and
Mhm.
it's going to continuously grow and grow and grow. Now,
Right.
it's not going to grow into like a plant. It's actually going to grow into like a redwood tree. It's going to get really crazy. And the reason I say that is because what's luxury today is not going to be luxury in 2 years from now. Because today, luxury might be, oh, your refrigerator needs to have a touchscreen on it. Your appliances need to have Wi-Fi on it. Okay. 2 years from now, a new technology can come out. And if you don't have that new technology in your home when you're remodeling, that's no longer luxury, right?
Right.
You can have your Wi-Fi appliances, but that's just going to be labeled good now. So as more photos, as new flippers come up with newer things, this grade is just the data is going to get stronger and stronger. It's pretty crazy. So not only are we grading photos, but how do we give that to you guys? It's now a filterable thing. So you can go to our new filter menu and there's a new PropStream intelligence. And
Mm.
just like I said earlier, hey, you know what? Show me somebody who, for example, failed on the market and their property is in great condition. Why? Because I could maybe call them and we could talk about subject to or something creative instead, right? Because your house is already great. It just fell on the market. So that option may not work. How about this option or that option that your realtor didn't tell you about, right? So 17 properties that failed on the market. Let's look at 4086 Heron Fairway. Luxury, excellent luxury, luxury. Bathroom? It looks like it didn't have enough photos for the bathroom yet.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's yeah, luxury house right there.
yeah, I could tell. Yeah, you know what's funny? It's a concept house. It fell on the market, but you're right. See, there's no bathroom photos.
Yeah.
So that RA is like, hey, look, there's no bathroom photos, so we can't give you a grade on that. But that's the whole idea here, right? It's going through these photos and saying, okay, well, this is excellent, fell on the market, and
Mhm.
this is where you guys could come in. And it can also be used upside down, right? In a sense. Let's find a motivated seller in a distressed property. So how about we go to Las Vegas? We find a delinquent homeowner, for example, whose house is also not in the greatest condition. So average or below. And to make maybe a little bit more of a motivation behind it, you also have two mortgages on top of your property. So pulling out a line of credit to do renovations may not be something that you can do right now because you've already done that in the past, right? So here are the 14 properties that are delinquent. Their condition is not the greatest, and they already have two mortgages on their property, right? And so now when I click on these properties, right, here is the condition. I can filter by that. And then there are those photos that you can see tax delinquent and that house looks like this with two
Wow.
mortgages all on it. I don't think they're, again, I'm assuming, but I'm not too sure if they're going to be able to pull a second, third, fourth to do those renovations. And that's where you guys can swoop in. So that's one of our first PropStream intelligence data sets. The
Okay.
other one,
It's
this
super
one took a
targeted
while.
with it too. Just like with that there, like they're not going to be able to likely get another mortgage. So that's where you just swoop in and get that lead.
And that's why I'm excited about this new data set, Stephanie, is because it's just it again, our job was to buy the data from all of these different vendors and bring it together. That's always been our business. Now with AI, there's so many different things that we could do with it. It's pretty wild. So here's the other thing, right? The other thing we've instructed to do because we have pre-foreclosure, foreclosure data, and the mortgage data is we told our AI, hey, look through that data. Look through all these pre-foreclosures in this market.
Mhm.
Look through all the bank-owned properties in this market. Look at the mortgages in those records and look for indicators. Are there similarities? Okay, find those indicators. Once you find those indicators, run it across every single address in this market and tell us the probability of foreclosure now.
Mhm.
So I could say this, for example, show me someone who's not in pre-foreclosure yet. So let's remove that. Okay, so let's go to the pre-foreclosure foreclosure section. Let's make sure we don't have any pre-foreclosure. So get those out of my records for now. find me someone who has a high foreclosure factor. So PropStream intelligence, foreclosure factor. Let's look for someone who has a very high foreclosure factor, right? It's currently off market. Don't want to list it. And it's been owned by an individual for maybe about 10 years or more. All right, there we go. 2,600 properties. So
Wow.
again, how did we come to this conclusion? Pre-foreclosure, bank-owned data. We look at all those records, all the, mortgage information, all the history behind that property, get those indicators, run across all the addresses, and then we get these properties here. So it tells you, hey, this person owns this property for 16 years and 3 months. Looks like there's a lien on the property. It looks like that property active under contract. Currently, right now, it sits at a high foreclosure factor of 83%, but the story's not done yet, right? Because it's not guaranteed to sell.
Hmm.
What happens if it doesn't sell? Then that foreclosure factor is going to
Right.
increase, right?
Sure, yeah.
And that's what to me is crazy is I didn't need AI to tell me this. Like if you get really good at data, you can read that data yourself. You could say, oh, this person's owned it for 16 years. How come they have a tax lien now? Like something must be going on in their life for them not to be paying their bills, right? And then I can go into the mortgage data and see, oh my God, you have four mortgages. What is going on here, right? Four monthly payments. You're not paying your taxes anymore, and now you want to sell your property on the market. That's letting me know that you're using your an option now. Like, hey, I
Right.
have to sell. And your only mindset is let's go with the realtor. And I hope that realtor gets your house sold because I don't want you to go through this. It sucks. I've seen people and I know people have gone through this, right? But if it doesn't sell, then that foreclosure factor, it's just going to only go up. And that's the power of AI. Again, AI is in our space. We understand it. We wanted to use it in a fashion that could be very beneficial to when you're analyzing a property in that case, or in this case, when you're generating leads. So this is one of the newest things that just got released last year in November. And I know it's been a while since we've had our conversation, but I wanted to show you and your audience that because it's very powerful data. It does a lot of the workload on your behalf, and it can be used again for analyzing and even finding, as we say, unique leads out in those markets.
Yeah, because to be honest, like I was telling you, I haven't even tapped into this feature yet, so I'm definitely excited. I'm here to, do some more digging with this. So definitely a hidden gem with this one here. Now I'm curious, for a lot of people pulling lists, like what's your main list right now? Because I know a lot of people do absentee, they do vacant, tired landlord. Do you have like a main specific list right now in 2025?
Yeah, actually, one of the top lists I would say in 2025 has actually become the failed listings.
Really?
Um, Only because what we're seeing right now is investors being more proactive in educating homeowners with other options.
Hmm.
That's what I'm seeing, right? And so again, what is a failed listing? It's someone who already exhausted an option, and that option was I went with a realtor. And so what a lot of people don't realize, and especially as an investor, those that are watching, is all the different strategies to sell a house. A lot of these homeowners don't. As a matter of fact, when I started with PropStream back in 2013, I was one of those individuals who thought you could only buy houses through a real estate agent. You couldn't do anything other than that, right? And if you bought it in cash privately, like that was like, uh-oh, you're not supposed to be doing that. That was my ignorance. And so there's millions of Americans out there that think, oh, I have to sell my house through an agent. Well, when that doesn't happen, now you're kind of up against the wall, unless someone proactively reaches out to you and says, hey, hold on. I see you wanted to sell. It didn't sell with that realtor, but did you know there are other options to get this house sold? And that's what I'm seeing. So what I'm seeing is an increase in people going after failed listings with high equity, because then they can make their cash offer, or even properties with low equity, because it's like, hey, even if you did sell that property with the realtor, thankfully probably you didn't, but if you did, you probably would have had no revenue from that sell.
Mhm.
Through this method called subject to or creative seller financing, there's a way that you can make money and more.
Right.
So I would say this year or within the last 6 months, Stephanie, that category has risen to the top. But you're absolutely right. On top of that, we're also seeing people stack what you just said. Failed listings, non-owner occupied, out-of-state owners, vacant. So we are just these categories always kind of battle to the top. But I would say failed listing has become a pretty high topic. And now with PropStream Intelligence, you can see why it's even gotten more popular in our platform because we can do things like, I want a failed listing in disrepair, or I'm going to do a subject to. So find me someone that failed, properties in good condition or better, and they have an open mortgage that's a fixed rate, right? And those are things that you can do in our mortgage section. So to
Yeah,
answer that question, I would say failed listings has risen to the top.
and that's pretty solid right there. And I feel like a lot of people think PropStream is just for the investor side of things, but literally the agent side as well. Like, just in case a cash offer doesn't work, I'm always making sure, like, here's what I can put it on the market for. So, like, the platform is great for both sides, whether you're a realtor or you're investing. So I just wanted to make that known to you guys as well. But
Yeah. As a
yeah.
matter of fact, on top of that, we're actually seeing that audience grow even further. The other day, I was working with a contractor. He
Oh,
does
wow.
roofing. He's like, I love your PropStream intelligence. I'm like, how does that work for you? He's like, let me show you. I look for single family properties built 30 years ago because he's a roofer, right? So what is it, 2025? So he goes from like 19, I think 80 to like 2005 or earlier, right? Puts that minimum there.
Mhm.
And then he says, well, you guys already did the hard work for me. So show me everybody that's built 20, 25, 30 years ago with an exterior condition that's not so great. So good or below. Now I can call these properties and say, hey, I think you guys probably need a new roof.
That's so smart.
I was like, oh my goodness, that's crazy smart. I didn't even think about that. Like, yeah, you're literally deliberately targeting the year built because hey, that property is 30 years old. If you haven't done your roof, right, there's only one way for me to find out. I either call you and ask you, or AI data now.
Mhm.
Pictures tell me that you haven't done the roof. And so I'm going to call you and I have a higher probability of getting a lead that way versus just calling 10 properties and figuring out through a conversation which ones need, a roof or not. So
That's a game changer.
and again, we're starting to see different audience like, wait a minute, I can use this for contracting, or I can use this for, you know, as a lender, I want to refinance a house, or I want to find all the senior owners that don't have a reverse mortgage.
Mhm.
So we are seeing senior owners with FHA loans combined and stuff like that. So I love that you highlighted that. It isn't a platform for an investor or realtor. As a matter of fact, it's a platform for a real estate professional, and that's all of it. That's all of us in that umbrella. So have fun with PropStream.
Yeah, definitely. And I know we were talking before for like people that do want to get the platform. And guys, I do not promote nothing that I never done myself. PropStream actually got us our 5 unit. It got us all. I think all our leads, all our rentals came from PropStream, and we got a really good 5 unit apartment building deal. From it. So, like I said, I wouldn't promote nothing that I don't use personally. But Burton, we were talking about something for the audience in regards to if they want it, if you want to touch base on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So for a limited time right now, if you sign up with PropStream, not only are you going to get the 7-day trial and Stephanie's discount, so make sure you click on her link
Yeah.
to get that discount, but we're also going to give you guys $50 in credit. Now you're probably wondering, what am I going to do with the $50 within PropStream? Guys, we have skip tracing. So you could build a list and then you can get phone numbers and emails with the $50. It's 12 cents an address, so do the math. That's a lot of phone numbers you can get. We
Mhm.
also have a campaign section. This section allows you to send postcards, send emails, so you can use the credit for that. Or maybe you're dealing with a very tricky situation and you need the deed of the property. That's another way to use the credits. You can always go into a property detail and in the mortgage and transaction history, anytime you see a PDF file for $5, you can purchase that document. So there's many different ways to utilize those $50 in credits, but that's the bonus that you guys will be getting. So make sure you try out PropStream today, and again, we'll make sure you get the $50 in your account for doing so.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you coming on here, Burton, showing the audience, and showing me, because like I didn't even know about these hidden gems as well. So I'm excited, like I said, to dive into it. But with that being said, I am going to end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Go subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.